Hey guys, I'm Weather from the Summer School Discord, and today I'm going to be walking through one of my own games as a slight change of pace, where I'm going to be following myself as AD carry Vayne. I've been playing a lot of AD carry recently, even though a lot of my requests are from mid. I've been doing a lot of AD carry. So I'm going to go over my own team's win conditions, and this game has some really good luck for us early, but it also could have been kind of bad luck because this could have gone both ways. So I'm going to go into that part of the game as we approach it. But for now, win conditions, right? Our entire comp is like a scaling comp. We've got a Jax who wants to scale, a Nasus who wants to scale, a Vayne who wants to scale, and then the Taric ultimate is really what you would use kind of late game. Its level 6 spike isn't as amazing as it is later. Our only kind of early game slash mid game is Alurin. Um, but he's a very strong champion, and he has a lot of potential to set other lanes ahead, including my lane, which he does help us out. So what in general this does for us is we kind of want a safe game. We're in general not looking for early fights, and we're probably out pressured because if you're now looking at their comp, they've got a Riven who's really strong early, they've got a Nidalee who's really strong early. A Twitch Janna shouldn't really die to us because that's got peel from Janna, a lot of poke from Janna, and Twitch's earlier levels are actually really strong. His mid game's his weakest. And Yasuo is kind of interesting pick, but if he gets a couple of kills and he goes to a side lane, then he can stop me from splitting. He won't really be able to stop the Nasus, but he can definitely stop me, and that's kind of what I want to do. So their comp, in order for them to win, it's pretty reliant on the Nidalee getting ahead because she's their only magic damage. And if she gets ahead, she can play aggressive into all of these different lanes that are scaling, which can, crush us. If you're looking at our team, as I said, we kind of just want to wait until later in the game, let the Nasus get some stacks, and let the Jax get a couple of items, and then we'll just pick whoever's ahead, give them a side lane, and maybe even do a 1-3-1. Whether or not that's the Jax or whether or not that's me, we've got plenty of ways to siege, but we don't really even want to look for these grouped fights until very late. Our strategy is to look for these early split push plays. That's our early strategy. Alright, so without further ado, getting into the game. This game, as I said, we had some really good luck, and for I'll leave this on. So we see them invading. I put a ward out, and this is, I always say that like getting out early is important. This is an example of why they were going to get an invade off here. And instead, look at what happens. Look, this is Diamond, by the way, guys. This is Diamond. You'd already know it's going to happen. Oh, where's a red buff? That's right, it's on Twitch. So what happens we were lucky enough to have the Jax start topside. Now, Jack started topside because he saw that we were getting invaded, and he was like, you know what, I'm not even going to bother with this, I'm going to start top. He did this all without us, and he was able to, get his buff and then go down so he wouldn't get invaded. He saw that Nidalee was playing aggressive by trying for that early invade, and he was like, alright, I'm going to go to the other side of the map. Because of that, we got an early push off, and this is where it could have been really bad. Because we just did this early push, and the Twitch has red buff, we could get zoned out of this. Right? This is where it gets really tricky for us because any autos he gets on us are going to fuck us. But thankfully, since we did have that early wave pressure, it bounces in a very good spot. See, it crashes all the way into the turret pretty much, and he tried to kite it away, but this is still going to push to us. It doesn't matter if he did anything different to us, that was going to push to us. So this is a level 1 luck out, more or less, that Jax ended up starting top. But do you see the patience that we now have? This is really important because we don't want to give him any of these autos. Whenever the enemy starts with something this huge, a red buff, you don't even get close to where he can auto you. The Janna slow is enough to make me back off, right? I'm playing so far back in this lane. And I was playing especially far back in the beginning because I did not know what the Nidalee was going to do. And I thought that there was a chance she was going to come down. But since we both had summoners still, there was a good chance we would still get out because she would at least only be level 2 with one camp. So again, look at this patience. We're maybe going for an auto, but I'm giving up some too. Like I give up this CS. It's not worth it. I'm going to get auto. Do you see how they're positioning to zone me out? It's not worth it. I'm waiting way back here, and I'm going to be able to get almost all of this under turret. It's also worth mentioning that I started Doran's Blade, so I don't have the Doran's Shield sustained from stepping into the poison. And again, letting this get to the tower, letting it all get to the tower, really important. So now, this is interesting. My Jax just finished his early clear, and he's coming for a very early bottom gank. But he's doing a smart thing. I want to point this out too. He sees that we have this huge wave on turret, so he waits. He's not trying to force anything while we have this huge wave. A lot of the time I see people trying to come down because look how pushed their bot lane is, right? But he waits until we get this entire wave basically before he even tries to come down. And if you're looking at the Twitch's red buff, Twitch's red buff is running out. Twitch's red buff is actually out like now. So not only did the Jax wait, like this patience pay off in giving us the CS and level 3, but it also waited out the Twitch's red buff. And now if you're looking at mid lane, right? Alurin just pushed in this wave and saw that how far up bot lane was pushed because, again, this is how we're managing this wave. We had this disadvantage where they had red buff and we just let it come to us. Look at the CS. I'm down 5 or 6 CS, right? Nothing huge. Nothing huge. And I've got this wave up here, so I'm going to get some of this back. That's where my deficit is, 5 or 6. But then I have this, right? This is coming to help me because of the way I manage the wave. And we pick up this kill super easily, and I get lucky and I get that. So now a lot of the times after something like this, I would see people like push this wave really hard, right? Because this is your recall timer. And normally that would be a good idea, except for I'm so far away from an item at this point that I slow push. Because I don't want to recall, and I know that I'm able to heal up off of this by the time Janna gets back. And if Janna comes back with an item, she's going to have that gold gen thing. She's not going to have much. And Twitch is the one who's got the important item. And if he's trying to stay for this, I'm going to make sure he regrets it. You know, I'm going to get a better item. I'm going to have a BF on my first base, and he's going to have like a pickaxe because I'm going to stay for this too. Slow pushing, right? This is a little mechanic that a lot of people bottom lane need to start learning. Wave management. I let this come to my tower with patience, and now is where I'm making him pay for it, right? My gold deficit, even though he's going to be able to pick up the CS, he's going to get most of this. I'm still able to come back and CS here, and I got that kill from this play. I started behind in my specific lane. I started behind because he had red buff and level 2 advantage, and I played patiently and waited for something to happen. And if I only knew how to CS, right? And again, I saw the turret going for that, but I don't care for going for that. Where the advantage is for us right here is in this minion wave. So if we're going to take this fight, they have to engage on us in this minion wave. Otherwise, we're not taking this fight. Because we just both flashed. Twitch still has flash and heal, and they still have ignite. They have everything for kill pressure still. We're not going to chase them into their wave. We're going to let them chase into ours, or we're not going to fight them. And again, this is where I get my item spike. I have BF. I stayed for that wave. I slow pushed it so I could get a better item spike. And Twitch comes back in CS. You know, he's way ahead of me again. He's 10 ahead. But I got a good recall. See, this is also a cannon wave. He couldn't push it all the way into me, and he's an item down. So we have kill pressure again. We have kill pressure again because he's an item down, and he has to recall. He cannot stay for this. But guess what he tries to do? Well, Janna does, actually. We get the Janna here because I thought that they were baiting it. Did we get the Janna here? Maybe it was later. Yeah, so we don't get the Janna. My bad, that's later. So if you're paying attention to jungle timers, red buff is up soon. So what I want to do is I want to bounce this so that way Nidalee can't gank us. And that's why I'm hard pushing this whole time. I want this to bounce. And that's why I'm even on these casters. This needs to hard push. Because once she gets red, see what Nidalee's doing? See what she was going to do? She was kiting it down towards bot lane. But now look at us. We're gone, right? We're way over here. And they don't know that. They thought we based. And we're not really looking for these fights. The Taric misplays a little bit later here, but the reason we're not looking is because of XP. He's 6 soon, and I don't know when exactly it is. Because he got that red buff, he is ahead in XP. And he actually picks up 6 on the Taric kill. And we end up trading. So, if you're looking at this lane in this game, right? We're ahead by 1.5k, and I've got the kills, and I'm down by a little bit of gold. But this is like what a position a lot of people are in, right? Where maybe you're the Jax here, right? You have the kills on Jax. Maybe you're the Vayne here, and you have the kills on Vayne. How do you close out a game like this? Well, we end up closing out this game, and it takes us a little longer than it should have, but we make a really good play for turrets later. For starters, always looking to press your advantage wherever you can. We had that free Janna kill, so we took it, right? It was super easy. And after that, Taric 6, so we plan on diving the Twitch. Super easy. They miss position, and you punish them for it. And then you take turret. First turret not only is important for your team, but this lets your AD carry rotate. So now paying attention to the map, right? I see Twitch down here. I know this is going to push in, so I know I need to go bottom. I'm going bottom, I'm going bottom, I'm going bottom, right? And I see him going up to mid. Now, normally a lot of people would be rotating with this to be going up to mid to help mid. But instead we're going to try and draw them bottom. Because you see there's 2 mid, and you see the Yasuo top. So the only person that could be bottom maybe is Nidalee right now. So what do? A lot of the times you would rotate, but here, because of what just happened on the map with the Nasus dying and the mid rotation, we go for another turret bottom. And because we create this pressure, well, we don't get anything mid, and we don't really get anything bottom. We get a Janna kill bottom. But one of the ways you respond to pressure is by creating pressure. So we do end up losing this tower, I believe. We might not. But everyone's grouped down here now for this next turret, and we've already got our pick. We have all this vision. So that way we can see if they're coming down for us, right? We're looking specifically for a Nidalee at this point. Specifically for, Twitch. And then we get another free turret. And this is my ping, by the way. This is a rotation. We have this wave that we set up, and we go mid. We had warded this jungle, so we know it's safe. We're going to see them through this rotation, too. And we go mid. This is your next turret. See this gold lead that's just spiraling out of control? And this is my ping again. I say next turret. Because look at this. Twitch is down here. Janna's down here. Riven's up here. They only have one person. So, look for the next turret. And then I don't even know what's happening over there, but once I realized we weren't going to get mid turret because I saw Twitch coming up and there were 2 people here, we rotate top lane. I just saw Nasus almost kill the Riven, so I go to kill the Riven. And then we get top lane. This is rotations. This is what you do to close out a game as an AD carry. Look at this gold lead now. Keep looking at it. This was 1k. Look what we do. We see the Yasuo mid. We know the Nidalee just died, and she's really weak. We just killed the Riven. If she runs back to this, she's still going to be late to this. Look at this gold. 9K. And I misplay this fight pretty badly. The Tarek actually starts flaming me. I give him some mastery. Not flaming me in a bad way. We were being playful the whole game. And what am I doing here, right? Well, this is the side lane Nasus wants to be in, and Baron's not up for a very long time, but I wanted to control this wave and get it pushing out, so that way we can rotate somewhere else. This wave is going to crash into us on the turret pretty hard, and I'm fixing it. That's the reason I'm up here. And notice how little I'm actually going mid or going bottom. That's a big problem that lower elos have. They're glued to one lane. The Nasus is down here, right? That's not his lane. We're up here. And there was no, like, decision to really do this other than this is what's done. And I was actually pinging back the Tarek at this point because I knew that this was fishy, right? Why is there no one responding to this? And then all of a sudden they start looking antsy. And then Janna shields, which is incredibly obvious because there's that Ardent buff. So I'm pinging him off. And while this is happening, we're getting small advantages, small leads. I'm hoping to get a cheese kill here again. It doesn't work out. Just Vayne things. And my team's grouping mid, and they're putting the Herald down. Whenever your team does this, they've already secured this turret at least. The question is, can they secure this one? So what do? I create more pressure. I'm giving them a choice now. Are they going to be able to stop both of us? Are they going to contest mid? Because my team isn't really able to fight this, and even if we showed up for this now, which we do actually end up showing up for it, we're probably not going to get this turret. And I look at those beautiful diamond mechanics. But we do get it now, and it's just that the Herald wasn't the key to it. Herald isn't the key. The key is that they chased it way too far down here with the Yasuo. The Nidalee gets zoned out over here, and then I managed to zone out two of them in my my shitty Vayne way. Also, something worth mentioning is if you have an enemy comp like this with Riven, Yasuo, and Twitch, Ninja Tabi, look at everyone on our team with Ninja Tabi. Everyone on our team. It's just, you need to. It's just such a good item. And then look at the rotations, right? I don't think we actually get this. Yeah. No one dies, but we don't get that. And from this point on, it's just about closing out the game, right? We have an 11K gold lead. They haven't taken a single one of our turrets. And we've just been, abusing mid lane, abusing bot lane. And our strategy is basically do Baron and close out the game. It takes us a while to do this, and I will kind of run through this lightly because it's important to see how it happens and the mistakes that we make to point out what not to do. Our biggest mistake is we don't wait for the Aluran to push up the wave. We're all already on this looking for the next. And whenever they start rotating up like this, we don't respect it. See, Aluran's way back here, and we're looking to siege already. He needs to be on this turret, or else we're too early with our siege. This is impatience by us, and we needed to wait. The second part of this fight that's bad is, you want a Vayne spot for a second? Here's your Vayne spot. I don't have flash, and I'm going hard for the Nidalee who's... Let's look at the Nidalee's score. 1 and 4. The Vayne, who's, pretty far ahead of the Twitch, goes and kills herself while trying to kill the Nidalee. And also, I am very important for sieging, and I kill myself. So that happens to me too. I do that too, and all it was impatience. We just needed to wait for this to come up. There was another minion wave, and we potentially could have even lost Baron off of this. So this was a really bad play by us. I don't think we actually end up getting that. Yeah. And whenever we saw everyone down bottom, we tried to do Baron, but I start chasing down the Nidalee, and then we do it too slowly. And then they all show up for it. And then we have a really lousy fight over here. I lose vision in there. And then I get, yeah, the Yasuo Qs over the wall really nicely and finishes me off. Finishes everyone off, basically. So we're going to just try again with basically the same plan. All we need is to get this Baron, and we send Nasus bottom right, like we should have done from the beginning. We clear out this wave. We go clear out top wave, and we're looking for Baron. Clearing out top wave, and we look for Baron. Right? Super easy. We don't even end up looking all the way for it. We first kill Riven. I start looking for another kill. Kill the Yasuo. Well, no, we don't actually. I switch targets, and he ends up wiping us. Yeah, target selection is really important, and you can see what I do this fight. I'll show it to you, because it's a mistake of mine. I kite around the wind wall, and look how low I get him, right? But then I switch after I proc the silver bolts, and he heals off redemption, but I wasn't like paying enough attention to that. Now I'm exhausted, and I get another one auto off, and then I go on the Janna, and then I get killed. Instead of going, do you see how he just wiped us? Yeah. Or rather, killed me, and that's all I cared about. And here's where the learn, finishes him off. But the big thing to note this game is the rotations. Let me highlight this again. So our play here, the Allurin decides not to push mid and not to go top because he decides that creating pressure is the best way to respond to this pressure, and he already sees Nasus going up here. So in a best case situation, right, what happens up here is, for them, they get one turret. That's the best case. For us, if we win a team fight over here, and there's, the Twitch and the Riven and the Nidalee all die, we can get an inhibitor. So this is a really good play because it's a risk-reward type thing. Also, if he stayed mid, he probably would have been able to get this turret, but he doesn't know exactly where they're going to respond to. So he's grouping with us and looking for our risky play, our turret over here. The key to this play is partially this, right, that we weren't really going to lose anything. Nasus was already going up here. But also that we had vision control to see if anyone's over here, the Nidalee, right, or even the Riven or something. We then see their team over here. We've already killed the Janna. This is super free. First turret. Rotation. Second turret. Attempt at a third turret. Rotation. Do you see this? This is the job of an AD carry. This is how you close out games. Now watch this one more time, but look at the gold. Right? The gold, where does it become a thing? It becomes a thing like around here? Okay, well I misclicked that. So the gold at this moment, okay, well, it's not going to let me do it, I guess. Trying to jump to that end. But the gold right before we did all of this was just 1k in our favor, and we were already kind of down in lane, right? We weren't super ahead or anything. We pick up a kill, we use that to pick up a second kill, and then we get this inhibitor. Or not inhibitor, but turret. First turret, right? See this gold? This, within like a 3-minute time span, becomes 10k. And that's because of turrets. Alright, well that's kind of what I wanted to highlight, and that's the end of this. I hope some of that was helpful.